Today, we are going to see why we are using CLI and how we are using CLI. If you want to create an AWS resource, but you don't want to create from your console, in that case, you are going to use CLI. I want to create a resource or I want to work with a resource on AWS, but I don't want to work from command line interface, sorry, graphical user interface. I want to work from command line interface. At that time, I'm using CLI. The AWS CLI is a tool that pulls all AWS services together into central console. So that means every AWS resource you are going to work from CLI if you want, giving you to easy of control of multiple AWS services with a single tool. For example, let me show you. Here, if you want to work on VPC, you need to type here VPC and you need to go to here work. If you want to work on EC2, you need to type EC2. If you want on S3, you need to go for S3. But on CLI, you will never go to any place. You will have your dashboard there. That is your EC2 instance. From there only you are getting everything. Clear? So that is the biggest advantages of using CLI. Next, it cuts our time, the user friendly. But the thing is it is very user friendly because it will take all the resources together, but it is time consuming because here you need to type the commands. With only command, you are going to work on CLI. Without typing commands, we are not going to work on command line interface. Okay. As I said before, you are having two modes. One is GUI, second one is, when compared to this both, GUI is better, but we prefer CLI on real-time work. Okay, daily work we are having on CLI. So let me tell you the advantages. First of all, CLI installation is very easy. Okay, you will have only 3 steps on your official documentation. You can directly configure. If you don't install also, your AWS CLI will be automatically presenting on your AMI. By default, you will have your CLI. Okay, and supports all type of web services. It is going to support all type of web services, and it will save a lot of time for it. Okay, this is how and why we are going to use CLI. Let me try to create an instance here. Launch instance. I am going to launch the instance name as CLI. Meaning of CLI means keeper cops. Now create an instance here and give the command here like AWS CLI installation docs on the new tab. AWS CLI installation. If you type this one, you will go to the official documentation. Directly you are going to 3 steps. You are going to see, just copy paste this one. It's enough. Which OS we are using? Click on Linux. How many steps you are seeing? Copy this and save this directly. Okay. If you want to use CLI on Windows, you have that option as well. Let me tell you. Just roll out here and go back to Windows. Are you seeing these steps? This is the steps you can install on your PowerShell. Windows, this one command prompt. So I'm going to use here on Linux. So copy all of these 3. Even if you don't install also, by default you will get it. Okay. Select, connect, connect. Sudo yum update. First of all, it is going to update me the things. Okay, chapta. So let's go to the root user now, sudo space -i and copy all of these comments at a single time. Just copy from here, click this symbol and directly paste it here by using Control Insert or Control Shift V as per your requirement. So all this you are going to install now. It will take a while, it will take at least 1.5 minutes. Okay. So now the last step is done. So if you want to check the AWS version, you can use this command. Give the AWS, like you can directly copy paste this one. Copy from here, shift insert. Have we got the version? Now type AWS -- version. Have you got the same thing? So AWS is completely done. Okay. So after that, we need to configure the credentials, because if you want to work on IAM role, sorry, if you want to work on CLA, if you want to work on all resource, what kind of permission do you need? Administrator access. From where we are getting that administrator access? Through IAM. Okay. So yesterday we have a user already. So I am configuring that directly. Give AWS configure. Hit enter. It will ask the access key and secret access key. So go to your IAM here. Which, yeah, that's what I'm doing here. Go to any of this, like I am going for my COPS, because COPS will have all the users, and Terraform also, like I have created all the user access. Okay. Click here, security credentials. Here you are seeing access key. Make any one of inactive. Deactivate. And if you want to delete, you need to copy this entire key on the top. And generate one more credentials, because I'm not going to create any new one, right? So I can use directly. It will take some time. It will make some time. So take the access key, and after that we need to give secret access key. So copy the secret access key as well. Paste. On which region you want to work? So what we need to give here? US-East-1. Output format is table. If you don't give table, the default format will be JSON. What is the full form of JSON? JavaScript object notation. Okay, so full form of JSON is JavaScript object notation. So it is done. Okay, so first of all, like if you want to, I'm going to work on S3 initially, because on real time your majority of the work for CLI is S3 only. Okay, for daily activities you are going to use S3, and again you can work on like EC2 as well, but we are not going to work EC2 activities and other activities, more on CLA. Majorly we are focusing on S3. So as an administrator access, can I access all the service on AWS? So on CLA, you are going to follow a structure. So divide these 3 blocks. First block is your cloud provider. What is your cloud provider? So defaultly AWS CLA start always with AWS. Second block, your service name. On which service you are working now? Give S3 here. Third block is subcommand. If you want to list, what is the command? If you want to copy, what is the command? Like this. So totally you are having how many blocks? First block is your cloud provider. Second block is your services. Third block is your subcommand. Clear for everyone? So entire structure we are going to follow like this only. For example, tell me if I want to see the list of the buckets on my AWS console. First of all, I need to give AWS cloud provider and service name, subcommand ls. If you see here, how many buckets do I have? If I want to see what is the content inside the bucket list I have came. If I want to see inside the content, just give here and select this any of the bucket, copy. Cat we don't need. Okay. What is showing to me? So you are not able to do this, because the thing is here you need to make a small change. Ls don't give here. Remove here and give on the starting and bucket name. Have we got? We don't have anything on there, so we haven't got any like resources inside the bucket. So if you want to list AWS S3 LS, for example, if you want to make a bucket, I want to create a bucket Totally here, how many buckets I'm having, guys, initially? If I want to create a bucket, the command is AWS S3 MB. Meaning of MB is make bucket. MB stands for, and the bucket name I am going to give it as Raham 0099. Is the bucket created now? If you want to list again, what is the command? AWS S3 LS. Is the Raham bucket, are you seeing here? Let's go to the console and verify once whether it is created or not. So go into the console and type S3 here. So here, are you seeing the new bucket, guys? So this is the command to create a bucket. So AWS S3 MBN bucket name. Again, if you want to remove the bucket, what will be the command? RM not. Here you need to give RB. MB stands for make bucket and RB stands for remove bucket. Hit enter. The bucket will go now. If you go and refresh here, are you seeing the Raham 0099 bucket now? Why? Because it is removed. Again, if I want to create, the command is AWS S3 MB bucket name. So I'm creating it one more time. I got it. For example, if I want to insert some content on the bucket, I have locally some files. I need to insert some content. First of all, let me try to create few of the files here. So initially, I have only two things. That is your AWS configuration. So just remove all of this. I'm going to create a file that is touch, or else simply give cat greater than file1. This is my file1. So here, if I want to insert the content, oh, sorry. Okay, it is okay. It is not editable, but it's okay. Okay, so I have created a file. This file consists of data. I have created a bucket, but now I want to insert this content into bucket. How I can do it is, what is the command to copy? CP. So give the command like AWS service name, command to copy. Here you need to give two things. One is your source, another one is destination. Source is here, file1. So give the file name, and destination is to which bucket you are copying. So give S3:// Raham 0099. If you hit enter, it will be automatically uploading. Is it uploaded? So go to here and refresh now. You will see bucket and a file inside it. Are you seeing the file? This is the way how you can upload your files to the bucket. Sir, again I have a file on local. How can I upload to my server? Like from server to bucket you have uploaded. It is clear. AWS S3 CP source destination. If you want to upload your local file to server, first of all, I am going to upload it to my bucket. Can I do it? Click on upload, add files, select any of these files. I am going to select a PEM file. Upload here. So this is my PEM file here. Now if I want to copy this file to my server, the command I need to give is same command. Tell me the same command first. AWS S3 CP. And what is the source here? This bucket file, right? So copy here. It is your source. But you are not going to give mylb.pem. There is something called S3 URI. Are you seeing it? Not, it's not URL, it's URI actually. So copy S3 URI. It is your source, right? Paste it here. And destination is current directory. Current directory means what we need to give? Dot we need to give. Click on dot. Have you got your PEM file now here? This is how you are going to do the things. On real-time daily activities you are going to do. Okay, because lot of people will think for artifact we use JFrog Nexus. Yes, of course, artifacts we can use JFrog and Nexus. But as the same thing, we can use S3 for our artifact storage. But lot of people don't tell this. You can use your artifact as S3 as well. You don't want to maintain a server for JFrog. If I want to maintain a JFrog or Nexus, I need to maintain a server. But I don't want to pay that cost. At that time, what I can do is I can store my artifacts on S3. Okay. So from server to bucket and bucket to server we have seen. Do you have any doubts on this? Clear, right? Sir, it's okay. You have uploaded files. Once explain local file. So if you want to copy the local file, file 1 is my local. The command I am going to use AWS S3. What is your source here? File 1. And to which bucket you are uploading? I am uploading to this bucket. If you hit this command, it is going to upload file to the local. That's it. I hope it is clear for you, Manikanta. Okay, sir, it is done. Up to now, you have uploaded only files. But what if I need to upload folder? So give the command AWS S3 CP. I need to upload this AWS folder entirely. So give AWS, hit enter, see what will happen. What is telling? Invalid parameter key. If you want to work with folders, you need to give the word like this. Let me tell you. See, here I am giving the folder name. What I have missed here? Because if you observe inside this folder, there might be a lot of subfolders and all the things, right? Are you seeing a lot of subfolders? If subfolders is presenting, we are going to give hyphen recursive. If we give like this hyphen recursive, is it going to upload all of no? That's the only difference. Remember, when you are working with folders, copy command or move command, give hyphen R. For AWS command, it is hyphen R. Hyphen R means recursive. But for command line interface, give hyphen recursive. Okay. So up to now, we have seen files and folders. So it is telling that it is going to upload all these files to your S3 bucket now. So go to here and refresh. You will already get some objects in the meanwhile. Have you got the files? Dist folder. Among this dist folder, how many subfiles you are seeing? Subfiles, subfolders. Are you able to see, right? That's it. There is a command called sync actually. I will tell you what exactly the sync means. For example, you are having a bucket, right? If you want to all the files from, if you want to copy all the files from RAM 0099 to RAM 0088, it is going to take a lot of time, right? Through CLI, it will take a very lot of time from graphical interface. But if you use CLI, you can use with single command and the file transfer will be very fast. Okay. So let me tell that one. It is still happening. So if you see here, everything is uploaded now. Okay. Sir, like for example, the scenario is like this. I have this bucket. I want to copy each and every file from this bucket to RAM 0088. From CLI, how we are going to do? First of all, you need a bucket, right? So create a bucket, AWS S3 MB S3:// RAM 0088 this time. So here, if you see AWS S3 LS, here you are having two buckets, right? Raham 0099 consists of lot of things. You need to copy all the things from Raham 0033 to. At that time, you can use a command called sync. What you are going to use? AWS S3 sync to which bucket you are syncing? Raham 0099 to Raham 00. Hit enter. What is showing to me? Invalid. If you use this, see AWS S3 sync, local path and S3 URI. You need to use this or okay. So 0099 to okay. And after that, okay. So which URL do I need to copy? Yes. So your local path, for example, Raham 0099 is your local path. So give AWS S3 sync and what is your local path? Raham 0099. So here I need to give S3 URL. Which URL do I need to give? Go to here. So 0088 you can get your URL here. So go for the properties. And if you see here, you will get the URL, bucket URL. Wait a second. Let me go inside the bucket. So wait a second. This one. So here you can get copy S3 URI. But do I have any objects here? At that time, what you can directly give S3 colon / Raham 00. Is it working fine now? Sure. Hit enter. What is happened? So give S3 here as well. Okay. This URL I will also give it. Colon enter. This start in syncing to me. So that means remember one point. When you are syncing one bucket to another bucket, you need to give the bucket entire path. If you directly give the bucket name won't take it anymore. You need to provide the entire path of the bucket. So that means S3 colon / bucket 1 name and after that bucket 2 name. So again, it will take a lot of time for me to copy all the things. In the meanwhile, let me do one thing. I am going to enable versioning for this bucket. How to enable versioning here? Click here and you need to get for the properties, bucket versioning. Default it is. I am going to enable it. See now what will happen. In the meanwhile, it will get completed. But that is web app, Apache Tomcat. See, HTTPD is only for website. If you want to use web app, you need to definitely use Tomcat only because website deployment is something different. Web application deployment is something different. Okay. Web application, you can directly need to deploy either Tomcat, IAS, WebSphere, or IBM in the server. But if you talk about web application, this website, right? You can use Nginx, you can use Apache HTTPD, and there is another one more server. Okay. You can use any of them. But definitely web application means you need to use Tomcat server only. Clear? On project, we will discuss about that. And not only this web application, like you can directly go with code pipeline as well for deployment actually. That is very easiest one. So here, now if you go here, I have copied Raham 0099 to 0088. So go here. Are you seeing all of these files now? Have you got all the files now? So that is why we are using sync command. On real time, you are going to use the sync command on your real time work. Okay. So now, sir, if I want to delete the bucket, which bucket do I want to delete? RAM 0099. So give the command AWS S3 RB, and I am going to give it as S3 colon / RAM 0099. What is telling me that? See, just read that one. If we want to delete the bucket, first of all, we need to empty the bucket. Is the bucket empty there? But still I want to delete. So give -F force. Delete it now. So in this way, you can delete the objects forcefully on your bucket. So let's talk about your IAM groups now. If you want to work with IAM groups. So all these comments which I have said is definitely going to work on real time. So practice all of the comments that I have said on today's class. Okay. So buckets concept. Are you clear up to now? How to copy from local to bucket and bucket to local, and how to sync the buckets and how to remove the forcefully. Now, if you want to create IAM roles, I want to create IAM role. I can create it by using CLI. Okay. So let's go to your IAM role and IAM users and check how many you are having now. If you go to here, by default, how many users you are having? 5. I will create one more user called user A. Do I have user A here? So give the command like this. AWS S3. Which service we are going to use? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm writing IAM only. Okay, sorry, here. Okay. AWS. So which service I'm going to use? IAM. So you are going to create user. So -- user name is equal to, I need to give the username. So username is here, user A. So use this one, see what will happen. Hit enter. Is the user created? Go to here and verify it one more time. Up to now, we don't have user A. If you refresh, do you have user A? And if you want to delete the user, what you need to do? Instead of create, you need to give delete, not RM, delete. Is the user gone? Go here and refresh, this user will be lost. Do you have it now? Again, sir, if I want to create a group, the command is AWS IAM create group and -- name of the group is, group name, and group name is like group ABC, give it as. So go to here and check, do you have group or not? User groups, go to the top. Do you have group? Group ABC. Hit enter. Have you got the ABC group now? If you want to delete it again, you delete instead of create. So this is how can you create the groups and users. But again, remember, on real time, you don't work all these commands. Okay, this will be creating by Terraform or CloudFormation or manually. We use CLI of majority of operation for buckets only. And again, if you want to show me some of the EC2 things, AWS EC2, use the command describe instances. You hit enter, it will going to list the instances. How many instances you are having as totally here? So by default, like we are going to use only one instance for our class. So I have only one instance running. So it is going to get me all the details. So our instance name is, go to here and go to the top. Here you are seeing this owner ID reservations. Remove this one. Go to the bottom. Instance ID is 224 last, right? Is it 224? Instance type, it is T2 micro, is it? And after that, the IP address, private, it is actually private IP address is 172.31 series. Is it the same private IP address? So in this way, you can see your instance details. Sir, I don't want this table output format. It is very annoying for me. So you need to give hyphen hyphen output JSON. Have you got the JSON format now? This is how you can change the output format of the CLI. Okay. Sir, you have given this command easy to describe instances. If it is one instance, I will only get one instance details. But what about if I have multiple? Let me create one more instance here. That we don't do. If you want to do it, you can use Terraform better. Okay. If you try to do it, there will be a lot of complications. Like it is not going to work for you. So if you give the same command now, AWS easy to describe instances, how many instances you are going to see? 2 instances, because we are having how many instances here? Let's make this activate. So it is running now. So give the same command, AWS easy to. If you see here, you will get the 2 instances things. Have we got the second one now? See, this is your first instance details. This one. If you go to the top, you will see. See, this is the first one. If you go to down, you will see the second instance. This one. Okay. So we have 2 instances. Sir, among them, if I give the command AWS easy to describe instances, I'll get the 2 instance details, but I don't want 2. I want any of them. So for that purpose, you can give is your select instance ID. So I want only details about these 2 instance. Okay, this instance name 2. So give the command hyphen hyphen instance IDs, paste this one. Then it is going to give the single instance details. Clear for you? So, sir, okay, this is done. If I want to stop this instance, there is a command AWS easy to stop instances hyphen hyphen instance IDs. Which instance you are going to stop? Hit enter. Then it is going to stop. So it is current state. 64 means stopping. Previous state 16 means running. If you go and see here, it is running, right? If you refresh, you are going to see stopping. Is the instance stopping now? See, you will get another code once it is stopped. I will tell you what is another code. It is stopped now. So go for the same command now. If you see here, which code is currently 80 means, see the codes are different. 16 is for running. For stopping, it is 64. For stopped, sir, I want to start this one more time. So instead of stop, you can give. So it will going to start. So see now, it is on stopped state now. So refresh now one more time. It is on. After pending state is going to start. Definitely, I will tell you. If you give termination, instance is directly going to terminate itself. Okay, I will tell you after this comment. Is it running now? If I want to terminate it, just give the same command and here into change terminate. It is shutting down. Okay. If you go here from running to which state I am seeing now, that means it is terminating for me now. That's it. Clear? Okay. Okay. If you want to terminate 5 at a time, for that purpose, I can recommend you to write script instead of CLI. Okay. But the thing is, you can terminate, but we will suggest to only go with one by one because it is not recommended. Even we haven't tried anywhere on our real-time work as well. When you are working with a specific resource, just we are going with one by one, because if something mistake happen, it is going to affect enter the state, right? So for that purpose, we are going one by one. But if you want to make it terminate all the time, you can terminate it. Okay. By using command line, without not also command line, by using graphical user interface, you can do. Or with the help of Terraform also, you can destroy everything. It is the simplest way actually. So that's it. So is the concept clear for today's CLI? Okay. So now like one more topic I am going to start now is yesterday topic, bucket policy. I'll tell you because like it is a basically small concept. Okay. Even if we can discuss it on end as well, because Terraform also we are going to cover the same topic, right? So at the time also I will cover, don't worry about it, because we are having some other major concepts on AWS. Okay. So let me go with which topic today. EBS is a vast topic actually. It will going to take a lot of time. Can we go with ELB, Elastic Load Balancer? Have I installed Elastic Beanstalk for you? Oh, wait a minute. If I install Elastic Beanstalk, it will be easiest one. Let me check your Beanstalk better అని సిలబస్ లో మీకు. Okay, I haven't installed Elastic Beanstalk for you. I'm not able to see it properly actually. Okay, Elastic Beanstalk is not given on your syllabus. Okay, let me go with another one. Like we will go with Elastic Load Balancer. VPC I'll cover at the end, don't worry, okay? Because VPC is a vast topic. It won't cover it in the short span of time. What we deploy, okay. Yeah, it is. You can deploy to the every environment you want. So here I'm going to cover Elastic Load Balancer today, ELB. So first of all, let me explain you the scenario. What is ELB stands for? Meaning of ELB means Elastic Load Balancer. For example, let's see, here there are 6 users. Daily for my website, I am getting 2 users daily. But on a certain day, I am getting 6 users. So these 6 users hit my server at a time, it is going to crash because load is going to be heavy. At that time, what I am going to do is I am going to increase my instance capacity first. Okay. There are how many users still now? How many instances still now? 6 divided by 3. So that means you are going to get the 2. So that means every instance, how many people can access? 2 instances. 2 people, each instance 2 people you are going to access. So this can be going by using which concept, guys? See, on the first one here, you are going to have 6 member here. Number of instances 3. I don't know whether these 6 can access same instance or different instances. This is before distributing the load. But after you distribute the load or traffic, each person, like a couple of persons are going to access the single instance. So this is what you call as your load balancing concept. Sir, in which kind of scenario we are going to use? For example, there is a website called like Amazon.com. For normal day, it will get 1 crore request per day, for example. But on such a days called Diwali sale, Big Billion, Amazon Great Indian Festival, at that time you will get 5 crores of request per day. So 1 crore to 5 crore, how much the difference is? 4 crores. If a single instance can handle 1 crore request, how many instances do you want to handle this all 5 crore request? Definitely. So at that time, we are going to scale automatically this instance by using concept called auto scaling group. Even low cops also you have seen that. If you delete the instance, it is going to create another one. Again, you create the 5 instances, but you haven't routed your traffic to each instance separately. First 1 crore will need to go to the server 1. Second 1 crore will go to the third 1 crore will go to the. I need to route this one. How I can route? by using concept called elastic load balancer. It is going to distribute the traffic to the different kind of instances. Clear for you? Okay. If we talk about the load balancers, majorly we are having how many load balancer, guys? 4 types. Is ELB completed for you? Okay. So majorly you are going to have 4 types. One is your application load balancer. Second one is your network load balancer. Third one is your, and fourth one is your gateway load balancer. Gateway load balancer is a new one actually. It is not seen in the past year. Okay, it came recently into the action. Application load balancer, majority of the work we are going to use it for the application load balancer only. Network load balancer will be created a very rare case. If your server need to process the request per second in millions, at that point of time you are going to use network load balancer. We want to process more requests on a short span of time, you are going to use network. Or if you want to distribute the load for an application, then you are going to use application load balancer. And what about this classical load balancer? See, classic load balancer is the previous version of application load balancer. What it is? So that means on 2016, we have something called as your application load balancer. Before 2016, we have used this classic load balancer. After 2016, we have used application load balancer. It's the only difference. If you want to understand this load balancer concept, you need to have some networking basics. Do you know OSI model? That we have seen on computer networking on your BTech days. I think so. How many of you are from CSE and DC? Raise your hands. Even I'm from the same background. So have you read the CN, computer networks? There you have got right OSI model. How many layers you are going to have totally? 7 layers definitely. So the application load balancer is always going to work on this same same OSI model. For the OSI model, what is your first layer, guys? Second layer is data layer. Third layer is, fourth layer is, fifth layer is, sixth layer is, and finally your application. And remember, don't try to remember all of these. I am just giving a basic explanation. Like this is going to work on this particular topic. If you are working on application load balancer, where is your application here? On which layer? 7th layer. So application load balancer is going to work on which layer? 7th layer. And after that, what you are seeing here? Network load balancer. Network means here on network, you are going to use it as 4th layer. 4th layer of your, no. That one is different actually. See, if you see here one, like, okay, anyway, if you are seeing your network, it is okay. But on network load balancer, if you observe here, which you are going to request is TCP transfer protocols, right? Here transfer protocols you are going to see where? Transport. So that means which layer it is? Clear for you? Okay. Don't see here it is network and here it is network. Okay. Network is something different. Here you need to work with the protocol. That is your transmission control protocol, and UDP as well there. Okay. Next, classic load balancer means both the combination of application and network load balancer, right? So it will work on 7th layer and 4th layer. So application load balancer works on which layer of OSI model? Network layer will work on, and classic load balancer will work on 7th and 4th. Okay. Application load balancer will take request in the form of HTTP and HTTPS. But if it is network load balancer, it is going to allow TCP, UDP, TLS only. If it is classic load balancer, it is going to allow both of them. Clear for you? Okay. So this is how you can work your AWS load balancer. Okay. First of all, we are going to have your AWS account. Inside AWS account, we are going to have VPC. Remember, on your real-time work, everything you are going to set up from VPC only. If someone is going with some experience, they will definitely going to ask the question, how you are going to set up the infrastructure? Infrastructure is always going to start with VPC. Okay. Before VPC, there is a concept that is your account creation. Before account creation, there is account creation is not AWS account creation. That is client account creation. We go here on AWS. So type here as AWS accounts. Are you seeing this one? AWS organizations. Let me accounts. add accounts. You are seeing this one, right? So it is going to the first step of our infrastructure creation. I mean, before infra creation, it is going to be the one other one. And before that, you are going to see one more concept as your SSO, single sign-on service. From single sign-on service, we are going to start everything on real-time work. From single sign-on to AWS account creation, and after that, infra creation. Infra creation, what is your first part, guys? VPC creation. Okay. So go to this back. So your VPC is set up now. Here you are going to have two load balancers. One is your internal load balancer. Second one is your external load balancer. See, here how many instances you are having, guys? These are on your public subnet. So that means public can access these instances. Okay. And it is on availability zone 1. On availability zone 2, you are having your private subnets. And availability zone 3 as well. Remember, web application server is always going to be public subnet, but application is going to be private and database is going to be private. So client, application, data, this we have seen, right? Architectures, but client you can exhibit to the public because everyone need to access the application, but application is on private. And again, database layer is on, if you see here, application and database is on private. So that means to which load balancer it is going to connect? Internal load balancer. So that means internally need to connect. And for external world, we are going to expose the web application server. So here we are having external load balancer. External means outside. Internal means inside. So type of load balancer you are having are, one is your external load balancer. Second one is your, for external load balancer, you can use public subnet. For internal, you need to use private subnet. Okay. So this is how it is going to work. So first of all, through client server, I am getting the request and it is going to distribute data to the application server by using concept called internal load balancer. Okay. See, it is telling that. And one more thing, if you want to connect this instance to this instance, you need not to require any public address or private IP address, sorry, public IP address, because on VPC, communication takes place from one instance to another instance is always private IP address. See, if this instance want to communicate with this instance by using private IP address, they can connect. And on, remember, on VPC, you are never going to allow the public IP address for the private subnets. Okay. If you see the load balancer, this is how you are going to set up the things. Okay. If you observe here, first of all, we are going to have load balancer. Load balancer, you are having two parts. One is your listener rule. For example, let's do like this. I have two services. By using one services, I can access shoes. What I can access? By using, wait a second, let me write it. So by using one service, I can access shoes. By using one service, I can access the clothes, for example. Okay. It is going to tell me if you want to access the shoes, you need to give the one port number. For example, I am giving the port number 80. If you want to access the clothes, I can give the another port number 181. Okay. So the load balance will get the request first. It will see what kind of request, whether it needs shoes or clothes. If it is shoes, it is going to send to this one. It is called as your listener rule. So the meaning of listener rule means it will take the incoming request and it will understand what kind of request it is and it will send to the required target. For example, in this instance, you have enabled the shoe service. If you want to shoes, you need to connect to this server. If you want to clothes, you need to connect to this server. Shoes port number is, clothes port number is. So if you want to connect to this target, that means this instance. So first of all, load balancer will send input to the listener rule. Listener will take that request. If it is shoes, it is going to send to this side. If it is not shoes, it is going to send to that side. That's the thing about listener rule. So listener rule means it is going to see the incoming traffic and understand that traffic, and it will route to the required target group. Target group is nothing but our instance simply. See, so the listener rule will send request to the target. Target means your instance. So this EC2 instance is having the shoe service. If I able to group all of these targets, that is called as my target group. So that means this instance is going to serve me the shoes. This is also going to serve me the shoes only. So can I able to group these two? If you able to group these two, then it is called as your target group. Target means single instance. Target group means combination of multiple instances. So one more time I'm telling, load balancer will give request to the, and listener will understand the request, whether it needs shoe or cloth. If it needs shoes, it will going to send this target group. If it needs clothes, it will going to send to the another target group. So the request is getting to the target. Okay, the target having the shoe service, right? So is it going to serve the shoes or not? So that is how you are going to work on it. Clear for you? Okay. So let's go for the concept. Like I am going to explain this in depth. What is the, and here like I need to cover this one, health check. Health check on the instance after 300 seconds for maintaining purpose. For example, if the instance is getting request continuously for every 300 seconds. So how many minutes 300 seconds means? 5 minutes. So for every 5 minutes, it is going to check the continuously, whether this instance is working properly or not. If the health status is not fine, it is going to terminate and I will create one more instance by using auto scaling group. Clear for you? And again, we are going to use 4 type of CADR blocks here. One is 10 series, 100 series, 172. So these 4 are standard for your load balancer concept. See, load balancer will work on your DNS name actually. It's not an IP address format. It will take the DNS and we are going to use a DNS only, not IP address format. Okay. Next. So let's come to the theory part. I will cover theory today and we'll go to practical tomorrow, because if I tell practical today also, it will be very tough for you to understand. So let's only cover theoretical part. So first of all, we need to deep dive into 2 concepts. One is your target group. Second one is your listener, because these 2 are only going to be important for you. So an internet facing load balancer has publicly resolved DNS name. So load balancer will have always it is, meaning of DNS is domain name space, domain name service. Sure. Let me go DNS full form. What is telling to you? Make starting I have experience starting. Okay. This question you will definitely going to face an interview. Okay. Lot of people by default will tell you domain name service, but it is domain name service. It is your domain name system. This thing we have covered on our Linux class, if you remember. Okay. dig-x host, all this we have covered there. Okay. DNS stands for domain name system, not service on namespace. Okay. Next. So by default, you will get your DNS for your load balancer. Through DNS only, you are going to access the service. Next, website name. So how you are going to access? First of all, website name is converted to DNS. Website name is converted to, and this DNS will be resolved into load balancer DNS. So website name is converted to DNS, and this DNS again going to the load balancer DNS. Okay, and load balancer converted into the IP address format, but still you are going to use DNS for your accessing only. Next, this is how traffic from internet is directed to the ELP. If you want to direct a traffic, so that means I'm a requester. I want to search for Amazon like this. Let me show you practically this thing. So go AWS not Amazon shoes. If I type Amazon shoes, this shoe is particularly having one port. If I hit enter, I am directly getting the shoes only. I'm not getting clothes or some other thing, because this port is only for. So that means it is one of the listener follower Amazon service. But what if I type for Amazon clothes? Are you directly getting clothes or not? So that means it is some of your separate listener group. It is some of your another listener group. If you observe this diagram, you will get a full clarity now. For clothes, this is going to work for me. For shoes, it is going to work for me. And if I type some another thing, I will have some more listener group. Clarity for you now, everyone. So this is how the real-time things work. Same concept. Okay. Next. So classic load balancer supports. As I said before, classic load balancer means this combination of both your application and network load balance. So it is going to support HTTPS, HTTP, TCP, and SSL. Meaning of SSL means secure socket layer. Okay. Next. And the protocols, we know. What is the protocols from? 1 to 65,535. So it will support both, guys. If you want to work on elastic load balancer, it will support IPv4 and IPv6. But by default, we are going to use IPv4 anywhere. Okay, because we never use IPv6 here. Next, application load balancer distributes incoming application traffic to the multiple targets such as EC2 instance. So that means, as I said before, if I get the load here, if you go to the above, if I go to load here, from listener rule, am I able to distribute to the different kind of targets? I can use what kind of target I want. I have two instances. If I got a request, I will send to any of these instances as per my request. Next, application load balancer was introduced on which year, guys? As I said before. Before application load balancer, we use classic or network load balancer, because at that time we have only two, classic or network load balancer. To increase high availability of this application, we are going to use application load balancer definitely. And this network load balancer has ability to handle million of requests per second. As I said, if you want to work with million of requests, you are going to have your network load balancer. Application load balancer is for normal purpose. But if you are getting requests on millions, then you are going to use. Clear for you? Next. So let's talk about some of your listener groups here. ELB listener is the process that check the connection request. So listener is always going to get the request from the load balancer and it is connecting to the target. Next. You can configure the protocol or port on which ELB it is listening for the connection request. As I said before, you can configure port 80, 81, 82 as per your requirement. Okay. Next. Front-end listeners will check traffic from the client to listener. Okay. Back-end listeners are configured with protocol to check traffic from ELB to EC2. If you see here, front-end, you are directly getting the traffic. If you see here, this is your front-end, right? You are directly getting the traffic. But for the back-end, again, you are having another elastic load balancer. From that load balancer only, it is directly get the traffic. See, it is an instance, right? Directly, this instance can give traffic to this instance. But we are not doing it because it is external and it is internal. If you want to enter into the internal part, you need to give server to the internal load balancer. Internal load balancer will take the request and it is going to give the application, internal application. So this is how the things work. And after that, it may take some time to register the EC2 instances under the ELB complete. So this part will come practically. While you add the target groups, it is not going to up. Okay. Instantly it is not going to up because it will take at least 1 minute to up. If you register instance with traffic, we'll go into it. Otherwise, we will not. For example, I have 3 targets. If I only register these 3 targets to my target group, then only these 3 instances are getting the request. If I have 3 instances, I have registered only 2 of them. Then the target is going to only 2 instances. This third instance is going to be idle. Next, if you don't want ELB, you can delete. And remember, target is associated. That means register to the ELB. If you delete ELB, ELB is only deleting. Targets are not going to delete. Targets will be there only. Next, deleting ELB does not have your EC2 instance registered with it. So that means if you register an EC2 instance with the elastic load balancer, if you delete that one, it's okay. ELB will be going, but target groups are not going. Next, ELB forward traffic to the ETH0 of your registered instance. In case EC2 register instance have multiple IP address. For example, single instance I'm having multiple IP address. By default, it will be going to ETH0 only. That is your primary address. Okay. If you are having multiple EC2, okay, in case your EC2 register instance have multiple IP address, ETH0 elastic load balancer will route the traffic to its primary IP address only. Okay. If you are maintaining 2 to 3 IP addresses, always traffic is going to the primary IP address. Clear for you? So this is some of the theoretical part about your elastic load balancer. Can we connect practical as well? Because it will take 20 to 25 minutes max. Can we do it practically? Okay. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'll create 2 of the instances here. This is 1. Okay, I'm going to instance 1 more, launch it. So this is going to be 2. So create an instance, because this is very easy topic, guys. Like it won't take much time actually. Launch security groups. Okay. And you need to make sure that all traffic is given there or not. For 2, I think I haven't given all traffic. Let me add all traffic here. So launch wizard for, go to here and edit inbound rules. Give me a second. Directly? Yeah, you can do it there. So here all traffic petesi, like you will go with IPv4 anywhere and save the rules. Now I have all traffic for me both of the instances. So after that, what I can do is, first of all, like create 2 of the, no, auto scaling groups not required. Like this is elastic load balancer, right? We don't require auto scaling, but if you want, you can create it. So what I'm going to do is I have my 2 instances. So I am going to make a basic application by using this. So sir, how to do it? First of all, I am going to launch an web server. That is your Apache. What is the command to launch Apache, guys? I'm install HTTPD only. So connect to your both of the instances. Sudo space -a. And if you want to deploy a website, you need to have web server. That is called as your Apache. So yum install HTTPD-y. Okay. So copy this command from here and give it here as well. So sudo space -a. I'm not going to update it. So I have enabled it. So after that, go to the path. By default, you will get a path for your web server. That is cd var www html. You are in this path. Do you have any files here? So create a file called vam index.html. So on both servers, I'm going to use the same application. So I'm giving it as like simple tag h1 tag. This is my Amazon website /h1 close. So do the same thing on your second instance. But like I'm adding one more thing here, because if you do this, both instance, you will get the same output, right? So I'm going to change here. This is my Amazon website on instance 1. So save it now. Okay. So do the same thing as here. Go to which path? cd var next www html. So you need to create the same file index.html. So give the same thing here. So on instance 2, I am writing it. Is it clear for you? So after that, you need to restart the web server, because without restarting, you are not going to access it. So the command is systemctl start httpd. Restart first time you can use start. Okay, you can restart also, it is going to work. And after that, status active and running. Copy the public IP address here. Go to browser and paste it here. Are you able to see the content? And do the same thing here. Systemctl start HTTPD and after that status. Are you seeing this one? Again, copy the public IP address from here. Paste it here. Have you got the thing? So website is going to be same, but I have added one more thing. It is instance one, and this is because to show the difference. Because on real time, if you are having 3 or 4 servers, all the servers are going to host the same application. That means same content. But to show you the difference, I have added instance 2 and instance 1 here. So my targets are ready. If any user want to use the application, my target is ready. I have hosted the application here. And here you need to create the elastic load balancer to distribute the traffic. So for on instance 1, my capacity is 1 crore. But here I am getting 2 crore request. So that means I will be able to follow 1 crore request to the second server. If I don't do this, my application is going to be down. So go to the load balancer. Here we don't have any load balancer. First of all, create load balancer. And the type of load balancer we are going to use is click on create and give the elastic load balancer name. Load balancer name is Amazon application. Like give Amazon app. Okay. Schema, it is asking internet facing or internal. So it is always going to face your internet because from internet only you are getting the request, right? So give the internet facing. If it is not internet facing, if it needs to connect to your application or database, you need to connect to the internal here. So IP address, definitely we are going to use IPv4. If you want to use IPv4 and IPv6, you are going to use dual stack. So VPC, I am going to use the default VPC. And one more thing here, I forgot to mention a point. These instances need to be on different availability zones. Okay. Let me open duplicate and check. Is my instances really on different availability zones or same? So like both are on 1B. So that means I need to create it on 1C actually. Wait. You want me to get this one availability zone? Okay, that we can do, but better thing is to delete because like if someone sees the new one, right, you are having some knowledge on this, but for the new one, it is definitely going to task for it. So let me delete this one. Terminate. Click launch instance and I am going to do the same thing now. So click on to and this is your main point, guys. So remember, like when you are working with this, right? So you need to maintain your availability zones differently, not samely, but like unexpectedly, I missed that one. Launch wizard 4 at Jenkins, whatever it can be. So create one more. Wait a second. Cancel. 1B. Yeah, so I need to change any of either it is 1C or 1D or whatever it can be. So give it one more time too. So go for any of this one, edit and select the subnet as your requirement. So I am going to 1A now. What I am going to take? 1A. Previously I have 1B, so now I am going to take 1A now. Okay. And security group, you are having your existing security group as Jenkins. It will have all traffic. Select this one and launch instance. So on this instance also, you need to do the same thing. Install Apache, go to var www.html, and after that create index.html. So go for the instance. So here we are having multiple, right? So I'm going to make it as running. If you give the tag as running, you are going to see only the running instances. So second one, I'm going to connect and I'm going to do it fast. So go sudo space -a, yum install. And after that, we need to give cd var www html. So cd/var www html. So vam index.html and give the header one time. So h1. This is my website. On which instance? Instance 2. And give the closing tag here. Okay, after that I need to start this service, right? So systemctl start httpd. And after that, status. So now copy the public IP address to checking purpose. Is it working fine? So after that, go to this path and like create the load balancer now. So if you go to load balancer, I am giving the load balancer name as Amazon app. Internet facing IPv4 is given here. So which availability zones do I have my instance now? 1A and 1B. So select this both. Okay. And after that, come to down security groups. So give the security group as Jenkins because it is going to have all traffic, right? So give this one. And port number, which port number you are having, guys? 80 port number. So click on this. If 80 port number is there, on which 80 port number, how many instances do you want to run? So those both instances are called as your target. If I able to create both of them as group, it is going to your, click on the drop down. Do you have any target group? Previously, we do have one target group, but this is not our target group. So now click on create target group. It is going to redirect to another one. So go to here. So first of all, we are going to select instance here by default. And after that, protocol you are using. But if you want to change the protocol, you can use give another protocol. But my default HTTP always run on. So definitely we need to give the protocol as 80. Target group name, I am giving it as Amazon app TG. Okay. And after that, you will get the health checks. So by default, you will traffic will be HTTP only because we don't have SSL, right? So traffic will be HTTP. If it is your real-time work, you are going to select your HTTPS. So and after that, if you go for the advanced health checks, you are going to see here. So number of healthy threshold. So that means if you get the health checks perfectly 5 by 5, then instance is going to be healthy. Unhealthy threshold. So that means the number of consecutive health checks fail. For example, if I get the unhealthy checks for 2 times, then my instance is going to be failure state. Next, timeout. The amount of time in seconds which response means failed health check. So that means if I wait for 5 seconds, if I don't get any response, then it is going to be your unhealthy. It is going to give us unhealthy. If you get unhealthy for the 2 times, then the instance is going to be not terminated. It is going to be marked as failure. Okay, you can change these values, guys, as per your requirement. And the number of approximate amount time between health check. So that means the health check of an individual target is approximately 30 seconds. But by default on real time, you are going to get it as 300 seconds. Okay, but for practice purpose, you can give it as 30 seconds. If you get the instance code 200, that means it is successful. Okay, so just click on next. It's enough. So now you are going to create the target groups. On these target groups, you need to select only 1 or 2 of these. One is your 1A. So that means the name here I have given it as 1A and 1B. So select both of these. Click as include as pending below. So that means you are going to add this one. Okay. So create target group now. The target is going to create it. If you see here, have you seen your target group now? Amazon app. So go back to here and click refresh here once. Previously you have seen TG1. But if you click drop down, is it available for you? Click on the target group. That's it. Okay, I'm not going to create any more here. Create load balancer. Load balancer is done. Do you have any doubts or any confusion on this creation? It is straight away forward. If you see the recording video once, you will get it easily. So let's go to the load balancer now. So here, how many instances I'm having? 2 instances I have grouped as single target group. Okay, so that means those 2 are going to serve me the same service. But for our verification purpose, I have made it as instance 1 and instance 2 for my verification. So you need to get this activate. State, what is it now currently? That means it is an under creation state. So we need to wait for some time. So click on refresh here. State is provisioning and VPC is default VPC we have taken here, guys. And how many available zones you are having here? 1A and 1B. You can add one more availability zone. And a type of load balancer we are using. So this is created on November 1 avela. Okay. Successful ga idu antana. Okay, guys, like it will take like couple of minutes to get activate. So wait for the couple of minutes. So now you are seeing active, right? So that means load balancer is completely up and running. So what you are going to do is, are you seeing DNS name here? This DNS name is your combination of your load balancer name as well as some random numbers. So click here, go to your browser, copy it. Is the working now? So target is going to instance now. Target is went for, refresh now. Now the target went for, wait for 2 to 3 seconds. If you put more than 2 availability, then it is going to, yes, definitely it is going to take our. Wait. This target group has something mistake here, I think so. Because it is not getting up and running. Have I given another target group or what? Because if I am having 2 here, 1A, 1B, wait a second. So 1C is okay. Let me check. Wait a second. So I'm going to 1. I have created multiple instances right here. So that's the reason I'm getting confused here. So it is given to only one instance. Give me a second. Sudo space -a. cat/var www html index.html. These on instance one on one. Okay, perfect. And this is my instance two, cat var www html. This is my instance two. Okay, which one I have given here? So go to ELB and let me connect to one more instance. Here the instance I have connected is, let me go to the target group actually. Listeners, this is only port number one. Go to target groups. I need to check which target group I have added here. Wait a second. So I have given this one is still unhealthy, so it is failing it. So if I get the state as unhealthy, like what we need to do is we need to troubleshoot it. So go for the instance two. This is your instance two. Okay. So restart systemctl, restart httpd. So copy the public IP address now. So go it on browser. Are you getting now? You are getting now. So that means, so go to your elastic load. This is troubleshooting part actually. Go to here and check still it is healthy or not. So still it is making unhealthy. So let's wait for a few minutes. If it is not getting, we will add one more instance for it. Here, if you observe, I have two on the name of two. If you remember, I can use any of this for my purpose. So like 1A, 1B, right? Let me use 1C as well. Now, include as pending below. So that means it is going to add one more target group for me. Register pending targets. Is the target created now? 1C. That means I can use one more target group, but I need to check whether it is healthy or not. So it is not going to be enabled because by default you have selected only 1A and 1B. So you need to enable 1C as well. So go for your load balancer. Here you need to enable what? So how you can enable it? Edit subnets. 1C, click on it. Save. See, you must select availability zone. Yeah. 1C. Subnet this one. Click on save. So I have added one more subnet, right? 1C. So let's go back to your target group and check whether it is added or not. Is it added now? So that means, can I use 1C now? So go to 1C. So 1C means that is your instance number 2 actually. So 1C means top instance. So go to here and check whether you have created an application or not here. Sudo space -i cd var www html. So give cat index.html. Do you have my website here running? So go to here and refresh now. This is the thing I need to refresh. Have I got instance 2 now? Again refresh one. Have I got instance 1? And again 2. So this is how you can route your traffic. Clear for you now? If you have any doubt also, if you have any doubt, ask me tomorrow. I will tell this concept tomorrow as well for your understanding. But before that, like practice, it will be very easy concept only. But that instance health check got failed automatically. So that's the reason we have created and troubleshooted one more instance. So for the online guys, I hope it is clear for you. If you are having any doubts on today's class, you can ask me now. If you don't have any doubts, it is clear. So first of all, like before going to doubts, how the class today? Is it interesting or like any bit difficulty? Interesting for everyone. Yeah, okay. So like it will be interesting concept only. Like practice is CLI and ELB. These are your real-time concepts only. So practice it one more time for your better purpose. So we will meet on tomorrow's class. Okay, guys. Then thanks for joining today. Meet you all tomorrow. Have a nice day.